Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem, live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It's Girl MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Fleo, Dee Woodson, and Michael Bullock. And guys, we're just going to dive right in. So here we go. W on Dynamite was held tonight from the South Haven, Mississippi, at the Landers Center. First time in Mississippi, I think, in South Haven too. Never been, never knew this place before, but thing to know. And here we go. First fight of the night: Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page versus the Private Party, and Omega and Hangman wins the match in 12 minutes and 25 seconds. Very good start for the show. I mean, very good fight. I really enjoyed it. I'll give this a solid 3 stars. I thought this was an excellent match to start AEW Dynamite. So no doubt about it. I really got nothing more to say. So Anthony Fleo, I give it to you. I got 3 stars for the opening fight of the night.
I agree. Solid 3 stars as well. And I'll tell you, MF, it was a great, a solid way to start. But here's the thing, though. The bell rang 7 minutes into the show, and AEW utilized that 7 minutes well in terms of taking their time to recap key storylines and discuss the wrestlers as they made their ring entrances. I'd say the only thing missing is just what the total history of the Elite is, but, it is what it is there. But good action throughout. The only critique is how convenient for the storyline it was for Page and Omega to have several near misses and miscommunications. It just feels a bit contrived when they only happen accidentally during matches that involve partners who have tension between them. In the macro, it'd be cool if AEW just routinely now and then incorporated some near misses with partners who get along and show how they brush them off without it being a big deal at all. So that's really all there is to say on that. So I'll give it a solid 3. I agree with MF on that one. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give this a solid 3 stars here. I mean, I thought this was definitely a good way to start off AEW. I mean, yeah. I mean, I thought both teams looked good. I mean, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page continue to look good here. So yeah, there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So 3 stars is my rating. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, it's 3 stars. I mean, this was a very good opener. The crowd was really hot for this match, and I have a feeling, that this is going to slowly turn into, Hangman Page turning heel. So we'll see what happens. But this was definitely a great opener, and that, even with all the smacks they made to each other accidentally, I mean, they still at the end showed, that they are still a team right now. So we'll see what happens as this goes on. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no problem. We're gonna move on right along. And guys, this was the fight highly anticipated. The AEW Women's title on the line. Rio puts the title on the line versus number 1 contender, Chris Statlander. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in 8 minutes and 30 seconds, and still the AEW Women's Champion, Rio, successfully defends the title. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
2.5 to 3 stars. Going in, I was really excited about this match, but then, other than the contrivance of Statlander walking over toward Brandy so she could grab her legs, the match had a lot going on and was never boring. That said, it also fell short of being a match with flow, and this match had potential to be one of AEW's better women's matches. I think this accomplished quite a bit, though, and was a break from AEW just sending 2 women to the ring and having them try to hold the audience for 10 plus minutes. They gave TV time to 9 women in the division. I mean, Kong showed up. Melanie Cruz, who's now going by Mel now. Big Swole showed up. Britt was in the crowd. Hikaru Shida, Sunny Kiss, Big Swole. That's basically all it is. And I know we didn't do the show last week, but last week, in my honest opinion, was AEW's best women's match to date. That was a solid 4-star women's match last week. This one, yeah, it was unfortunately it was back to reality, and what a damn shame that the Nightmare Collective had to rear their heads in this. If it wasn't for that, this could have had potential, but unfortunately, this definitely was a little underwhelming. But it is what it is. So I'm giving this only 2.5 to 3. It was back to reality for the women's division after that epic 4-way from last week, which I still feel is the best women's match in AEW to date. Nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
I'm going to give it 2.25 to 2.5. I mean, I was really hoping for something good here. I mean, it was still a good match, but it just felt a little underwhelming with this match. I mean, it made me want more, but unfortunately, we didn't get it. And Anthony Floria's been right on the money. This women's division right now in AEW, I hate to say it, is pretty disappointing to say the very least. I mean, am I correct on that, Florio?
They've only had 2 really good matches. The first match with Riho and Nyla Rose on the premiere show. But last week, though, that was the best damn AEW women's match to date. Nothing's going to top that.
Yeah, and like you said, Florio, unfortunately, it was back to reality. I mean, come on. Come on, AEW. I mean, if you want us to take this women's division very seriously, you need to have better matches. You need to have better storyline build for some of these matches when it comes to the women's division. Otherwise, these fans are not going to care for the women on AEW. And I hate to say this, guys. I don't know how you guys are going to feel, but it would feel like what it is in WWE, a typical ho-hum diva match. That's just my honest opinion. I mean, if anybody wants to debate me on it, go right ahead. I don't care. It's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. 2.25, 2.5. DD Woods, and it's yours.
Yeah, I can probably only give it about 2.5. The girls were doing great. We really didn't need the Nightmare Collective out there, although it did give them a chance, to shine a little bit and to introduce, I guess, the next new member of the Nightmare Collective, which is, I guess his name's Dr. Luther or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it was okay, it was a good match, and they really made a lot of, I guess, a lot of people, turn on, the Nightmare Collective, and they're trying to cement them as the heels, but still, this was a really good match that was going along, and then you just kind of send these people out, and they just kind of ruin the match. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, I could agree with that. That was a 2.5-star fight. It was a little bit of a letdown. I think a lot of people were because this was a highly anticipated fight. This fight was supposed to go down on New Year's night, if you remember, but because of Chris Statlander's independent promotional stuff that she had to deal with, they were able to do the match, or they were able to let the fight happen somewhere else. So they had to push it back a week, which was fine. The fight happened, and we get this instead. I mean, yeah, if you're an AEW fan, you're not like, it was a good match. It establishes the many contenders that Rio is going to have to deal with, because now she's got a lot of people that's going to want her belt. So, I mean, look, she's gonna have to establish, and she did. So, really nothing more to say. We'll move right along. Next fight we had was Sammy Guevara 1-on-1 with Christopher Daniels. Sammy Guevara wins the match 5 minutes and 50 seconds. And Michael Bullock, it is all yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably about maybe 1.5 to 2 on the rating for this. I mean, it was fine, but again, like the women's match, it made me want more. I mean, I wanted to see more out of this, but yeah. So, and then what happened afterwards? I mean, well, I don't know what to say about that. So, yeah. So there's really nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, the match was okay. I mean, there a lot of stuff went down after the match that was more interesting, I think, than just the actual match itself. So it was okay. The finish I didn't like a whole lot, so I'm gonna give it probably about 2.5 stars. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can say this was about a 2.5 star match, no doubt about it. It was good for what it was worth. The all the stuff that happened after the match, I mean, all right, I get it. It looked pretty solid, pretty good, nicely done. There's really nothing more to add there. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Clearly, worst fight of the night. This was only a 2-star match. It was an okay match, which is a damn shame because, I'm someone who has been very high on the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, a TNA original, mind you. Um, you know, he's not that Daniels anymore. He's not getting any younger. We all know that. Sammy Guevara. I'm gonna be. This is one of those times that I hate to do this, but I got to be brutally honest and be the man who tells it like it is here. There are certain heels in certain promotions that we have a very strong dislike for. Michael Bullock, has a very strong hatred for MJF, but then again, I think all of us have a strong hatred for MJF. But right after MJF, I'm sorry, Sammy Guevara, he just doesn't do anything for me. He's
I agree.
He's a hair gelling, pretty boy D-bag, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. And not really into that, he's part of that world that I'm against. And everybody knows what part of that world I'm against. And we don't need to get into that. But
well, I got another thing for you, Florio. He's a guy that's just looking for his 15 seconds of fame.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shameless self-promotion. When he does that little bit with whenever he comes out with the inner circle with those cue cards, which he did at the end of the night.
Get the you know what out with that nonsense.
Yeah, get the you know what out of here with that weak sauce. But all that aside, with some seasoning, mind you, Guevara could become a breakout star in the near future. But not right now. And it's just a damn shame about Daniels. I mean, so much fun to watch in TNA. Nowadays, I just didn't see that Daniels that I was so damn high on. Even though after the match, the whole Dark Order came out and all hell broke loose. His running buddies in SCU and the Young Bucks, they cleared the ring, and we got to see a BME best moonsault ever. Yes, if I told you all I didn't mark during that, I'd be a damn liar, because I was marking when I saw that. I marked when I saw that BME. I saw that brought me back to the Daniels of TNA days, and everyone knows that. MF and Didi, you know that better than anybody. Bullock, I don't know if you've gotten to see Daniels wrestle before, but if this was your first time, well, you got to go back and watch his TNA stuff, because that's when he was truly the man. So, nothing more to say. And by the way, the best wrestler to never win the TNA Heavyweight Championship, bar none. MF, let's move on.
All right. With that said, we move on to a tag team fight. It was the Rhodes brothers, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, with Arn Anderson in their corner, and they went up against Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr., the Lucha Bros. When it was all said and done, it was Dustin and Cody with the win, 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Dee Woodson, it's all yours.
Yeah, this one was a really good match. It was fun to watch, and they really did a very good job, telling their story in this match. I'm going to give it probably about 3.25 stars. Because they did a very good job here, and then of course you had the little thing afterwards where Cody's supposed to address MJF, the douchebag of the year, and then Arn Anderson cuts in, not letting Cody talk, and so we'll see what happens with that little decision next week. But other than that, I really enjoyed the tag match. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Very good match, solid fight. 2.5 to 3 is my. They got ample time, and every time the Lucha Bros fought, they're always good in the ring together. Dustin and Cody, you don't see that much very often. Once in a rare while they do, but God, I mean, give it up for Dustin, man. He still got it. He still looks good. Cody gets the win, which is a nice victory for him. And actually, it was Dustin that actually ended it. So nice win for him. Nothing more to say. And yeah, let's just move right along. So Anthony, it's yours.
3 stars, is that correct?
I said 2.5 to 3.
2.5 to 3, okay. But yes, I'm gonna give it 3 as well. I'm surprised that the Luchas lost clean there, honestly. It was a good match for the most part with some great exchanges, but also some poorly timed ones and contrivances that are surprising with these 4. So that's really all there is to say. I mean, it is so great to see Arn Anderson. I mean, the man can still, he's still one of the best talkers in the game today. I mean, he always cut a great promo, whether he was in WWE with the Brainbusters or WCW with the Horsemen, and nowadays with AEW. I mean, the man can still cut a good promo. That's all there is to say on that. So definitely had chills here in AA. So nothing more to say on this. Solid 3. So Bullock, your thoughts? Bullock, are you there? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'll give it about 3 stars as well. I mean, yeah, Dustin and Cody really gel well as a team here, and you could also say the same when it comes to the Lucha Brothers. But yeah, nice win for the Rhodes Brothers. So there's really nothing more to say. MF, let's move on.
Well, it does lead into a promo by the douchebag MJF. He cuts a promo. Then it was I guess Diamond Dallas Page showed up. So then it was interrupted by the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. Well, I think we all know what happened there. So, really nothing more to say. We're just going to leave it at that. Next up we had was a 6-man tag team fight. Lucha Express versus the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. When it was all said and done, Lucha Express wins the match at 10 minutes and 45 seconds. All right. Good match. Solid fight. I actually didn't mind it. Look, I love Luchasaurus. I love Jungle Boy. I know Marco's stunt is getting a lot of heat. I don't know why. A lot of people don't like him. Same thing on the other side. A lot of people love Trent. A lot of people love Chucky T. A lot of people don't like Orange Cassidy. I know Orange Cassidy because I've seen him on Beyond Wrestling in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. He is a local star around here. But nobody else, they continue to dislike him, even though they're mega over with the AEW crowd. I don't get it. Come on, guys. Wake up. Smell the pheromone. They're good. Give them a chance. All right. You don't like the gimmick. You don't like the shtick of Orange Cassidy. All right. Fine. Whatever. I don't give a damn. These guys he's actually entertaining. He's entertaining as hell. Give him the opportunity. But it is what it is. I'm not going to bark too much off. I'm going to get off my high horse. This was another 2.5-star fight for me. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Smell the pheromone? What? Okay. All right. MF obviously channeling his inner Mauro Ranallo on that one. But anyways, yeah. But here's the thing. I've heard those crowds. Those crowds pop big for the best friends. I mean, I thought they really were cheering for Orange. I didn't know they were booing him. I mean, I don't know what the story is on that. I mean, I heard a lot of pops for those boys.
Well, the thing is that it's the people on the internet. It's the internet geeks. It's those morons. The IWC basically, I don't want to go hardcore pipe bomb here, and I don't want to be like Derek Ferreira, but these are like those
keyboard warriors. The dweebs there.
Yeah. I'll be nice and we could call them keyboard warriors. The weebs. Let's call them that. Those are the ones that are trashing Orange Cassidy and Marco.
All right, the Twitter troglodytes, as Mauro would say.
But, exactly them.
Okay, so anyways, 2.5 to 3 stars, and Didi corrected you in the chat, MF. It's the Jurassic Express, not the Lucha Express.
Yeah, I made a mistake. Got a little too excited there.
Of course. I don't know much about Marco's stunt. I do know about Jungle Boy Jack Perry because he is the son of the late great Luke Perry, and he had that big moment with Jericho a few weeks ago. Now, Luchasaurus, he was that freak. I remember he was that big freak in Lucha Underground as part of that reptile group.
Yes.
What was his? Do you remember what his Lucha Underground name was? MF, Luchasaurus.
I believe he was. Oh man, I gotta look.
Yeah, it was that. It was a part of that reptile group.
Yes.
With the very sexy Cobra Moon. Oh. But
now, Florio, easy.
Yes. Damn, I miss Lucha Underground. But it is what it is. But yeah, I know Luchasaurus is that guy. But a nice win nonetheless for the Jurassic Express. It gets them some good heat there, and best friends look solid in defeat. And I didn't even know Orange Cassidy was from New England, so that's pretty cool. So doing some big things there, and of course I still feel that he still looks like my church brother KJ. So he looks very similar to him. But anyways, a very solid match, good showcase here between two very over stables. So, Vibara. Yeah, that's the name. Vibara. Yes, that's the name. All right. That's the one I was thinking. So, anyways, another 2.5 to 3. So, Judas Devlin in NXT. Okay. Man, we're really pumping it out tonight. So, all right, Bullock, your thoughts. 2.5 to 3 stars for the Jurassic Express over the Best Friends in Orange.
Yeah, it's a 2.5 to 3 star match for me. I mean, yeah, nice win for the Jurassic Express. I mean, yeah, Luchasaurus. I mean, you look good, but I continue to be impressed with the Jungle Boy. I mean, especially with what he was able to do, being able to hang around with Chris Jericho. So, who knows? Maybe I expect bigger and better things for him somewhere down the line. So, yeah, so you guys pretty much touched on everything else. So, Dee Dee Woodson, it's yours.
I also found out he was also a house guest in Big Brother 17. So yeah, he's pretty well known. Whether you want to consider him in wrestling or not in wrestling, he's pretty well known in both eras. So yeah. As for the match, yeah, I'll give it. I'll agree with the rating. This is a very very fun match. Love watching. Jungle Express as a team. They're a great team. Um, and I've heard a little bit of the backstory on. I can't think of his name right now. The short one on Jungle Express. Marco, yeah, Marco. Yeah, I've heard a little bit of his story, but not a whole lot. So this him joining the Jurassic Express was probably the best thing that happened for his career, because now he's definitely doing very very well. Yeah, I've heard the stories that people don't like Orange Cassidy. From what I've seen, he's a pretty good wrestler. So I don't have anything negative to say about him either. So yeah, I have nothing else to really add. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right, with that said, we're just going to dive right into the main event segment of the night, which was Jon Moxley and basically it was Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. And well, Anthony, let's just say a lot happened in that segment.
Oh, a lot did happen. Segment of the night, first of all. Sammy Guevara did his cue card bit beforehand. And but then once we got down to business, Jon Moxley, at first, it looked like he was not, but then he said yes. And then they broke out into celebration with a little bit of the bubbly, a la the Le Champion. And, they played Moxley's music, and they played Jericho's Fozzy song, Judas. Awesome song, by the way. And then Moxley said, "Oh, I forgot one thing. I was just kidding. I would never join the Inner Circle." And then, boom, he breaks the bottle of the bubbly over Jericho's head and then lays him out with the paradigm shift, a.k.a. Dirty Deeds. And then he got Guevara. I loved that. Little Punk deserved it. And then when he saw Big Jake Hager coming in, he took his ball and he left. So, but Tony Schiavone had the line of the night saying, "Take the car and kick his ass." I love it. But all I know is Moxley wants a shot at the title. It went down exactly as I thought it would. We've seen it many times where we see a very popular superstar on the verge of teasing joining a very elite heel stable. I mean, it reminded me almost back in 1997 on that Monday Nitro from the Superdome in New Orleans when Diamond Dallas Page teased joining the NWO, only to turn his back on him moments later. So that's exactly what Moxley did. We thought he had joined the Inner Circle, but nope, he duped them. So I think we all know what this means now. It looks like Jon Moxley will be Chris Jericho's next challenger for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And there's only one place we can do it. Saturday night, February the 29th, AEW Revolution. There's your main event right there. So really nothing more for me to say except that was the segment of the night. It came off really well done. So nothing really more to say. Dee Woodson, since we lost Michael Bullock, I don't know what happened to him. We're just going to have to give it to Dee Woodson now until Bullock comes back in. So, do we have
There he is.
No, we lost him for a second. We lost him.
Okay.
All right, we'll have to let him take it until Bullock comes back.
Okay. Well, yeah, this was definitely one of the better segments of the night for AEW. Great little teaser here from Moxley. I saw the exact same thing that Florio mentioned on the NWO with DDP when we saw this. So yeah, I mean, And he definitely did exactly what Tony Schiavone said. He took the keys and walked out, not joining Inner Circle. So yeah, it was great. So I really enjoyed this. Definitely gave the members of the Inner Circle that was there exactly what they deserved. So yeah, not much more I'm going to say about it. So
what we're
Bullock,
gonna yep,
Bullock's
what we're
yours.
gonna do is Bullock, we're gonna give it to you, and then I'll finish it off.
All right, yeah. I mean, I thought this was, yeah, definitely the segment of the night. I mean, yeah. I mean, I definitely smelled the roost coming. I mean, John Moxley fooled the Inner Circle, basically baiting them into thinking that he was going to join them, and they were in celebration mode. But then John Moxley said, like, pulled out the rug and said, "You know what? I never wanted to join the Inner Circle," and yeah, hits the finisher on Chris Jericho, and then on Sammy Guevara. That little punk got what he deserved for holding up those damn cue cards. Give me a freaking break on that. Yeah. So I think we know now that John Moxley is going to be the next challenger for Chris Jericho's AEW World Title. I think it's going to go down at Revolution. So yeah, good segment here. Definitely a good way to close out the show. So Fletch, you take it.
Yeah, it was a good segment, no doubt about it. Great way to close the show. Um, Look, you gotta give a lot of credit where credit is due. AEW did a very good job. They did a solid performance, no doubt about that. And at the end of the day, they gave it. You got to give credit where credit is due. So yeah, congrats. It was a very good segment, very good close to the show. Nothing really more to say. Let's dive with the overall review, which is Michael Bullock. You get to lead off. So. What's your rating for AEW?
I thought it was a good show. I mean, it was good, not great. If I had to give it an overall rating, I would say probably a 7 out of 10 for this edition. I mean, you had some good and solid matches here. There were some that really were left to be desired, but I mean, yeah, you did have one of the worst fights of the night. But the match that really disappointed me was that AEW Women's World Title match. I mean, we were expecting so much out of it, and this is all we got. If this had been better, I would have given it a much higher rating, but a 7 out of 10 for me. So nothing more to say. I'm gonna give it to Dee Whitson.
I'm not going quite as high as Bullock. I'll give it probably about 6.5. It was a pretty good show. Yeah, it had its low points. It had its high points. Definitely, the ladies' match was not the best one of the night. But yeah, you had a couple of segments there that just really, knocked it out of the park, especially the ending one there with Moxley's decision. So yeah, not much more I'm going to add to it. So it's yours, Fletch.
Believe it or not, I agree with Dee Woodson. 6.5. I'm sorry. This was good, but it wasn't really overwhelming good. I mean, it was solid in certain points. It could have been a lot more better, but this was nowhere near the 9.0 it got on New Year's night. But yeah, no, they took a major step back on this one, and I hate to say it, but NXT, boy, did they lit the candle on this one tonight. So get ready for some positive coming from us about NXT. But Anthony, it's all yours. I can only give it 6.5.
6 to 6.5, I believe is the correct rating for this. We did not have one. There was not one match that made us say that was the fight of the night. Last week we had quite a few. last week we had Cody against Darby Allin. That was a damn near 5-star classic. That was the show stealer last week. And then the best women's match that I have seen from the AEW women to date, and some other great things that went down last week. But this week, you know, I always say it was a back to reality show. The reason why they took the big step back, I think they're scared. They're scared of the fact that NXT was back tonight. And last week they went about their business. You know, NXT was not on. They had a golden opportunity to knock it out of the park, and they did just that. NXT comes back. They tucked their tails between their legs, and they scurried off like scolded dogs, like JR would say. So that's all there is to say on that. Solid, but not overly spectacular, AEW. You won our hearts last week, but this week, well, back to reality. Now let's go on to NXT. And by the way, what we're about to say with NXT, it ain't no damn prediction. This ain't no damn spoiler. You already know who won this night.
All right. Started off with the promo segment with the women of NXT. Started with UK champion. Actually, it started out with the reigning champion, Rhea Ripley. She cut in a promo. Then got interrupted by former UK champion Toni Storm. She came out. Then was interrupted by the current NXT UK Women's Champion Kaylee Ray. That led to a little something. Then Bianca Belair came out. It turned into a whole kerfuffle after that. Then Candice LeRae came out. And then Io Shirai, well, why not? Get Alicia Tyler, the referee out there. Get Alicia Tyler out there. William Regal commences. We got ourselves a 6-woman tag. Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Toni Storm versus Bianca Belair, Kaylee Ray, and Io Shirai. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout, 13 minutes and 1 second, Ripley, LeRae, and Storm gets the victory. We're going to reset, start from the top. Holy freaking crap! What a segment! What a jump off! Okay. This was segment of the night for me. This is why NXT Women's Division is the best wrestling division in the world today. Because of this. This is why it's better than AEW, better than Raw, better than SmackDown, better than the Women of Honor of Ring of Honor, better than Glow, better than any wrestling women's organization in the world today. I'm making the statement right now. I don't give a crap what people think. NXT Women's Division is by far the most superior wrestling division in the world today. Done! Nothing more to say. The fight was 3.5 stars. This was freaking awesome. Anthony Florio, go.
Damn. Woo.
I'm surprised you didn't mention the Impact Wrestling knockouts, MF. But obviously they're better.
I will mention that.
Yep. But even though the biggest star of the knockouts division is on the verge of making history and could make history come Sunday night. But anyways, wow. What a segment here. Rhea Ripley, her first appearance as the NXT Women's Champion after her epic win 3 weeks ago on our last, that we talked about on our last Mayhem show. And then all the women coming out and Toni Storm showing up, Kaylee Ray showing up, Candice, Io, Kaylee. Oh, my word. But given what we already knew about this show tonight, this was a nice surprise bonus, given that TakeOver Blackpool 2 is on Sunday, high noon, on the WWE Network. I really didn't think that many UK talents were going to be live in Florida, but the match was nice enough as far as what we were shown, though most of it was heat on Candace. But the main bit to get across was the opening segment to promote the various big shows coming up. And at TakeOver Blackpool 2, Kaylee Ray will be defending the UK women's title in a triple threat match against Toni Storm and Piper Niven. So we'll see how that goes down on Sunday afternoon. But for right now, 16 minutes, 16 seconds. Yeah, this was a 3.5 to 4-star match for me. Great jump off, as MF said, no doubt about it. And the women of NXT showing you why they are the best women's wrestling division, bar none. And MF is absolutely spot on. It's far better than Monday Night Raw. It's far better than Friday Night SmackDown, Impact Wrestling Knockouts, AEW. Oh, that speaks for itself. And then the Women of Honor as well. So you name any other women's promotion, they don't hold a candle to NXT's women. So really nothing more to say on this. Segment of the night, 3.5 stars. Michael Bullock, I mean, this is your show, man. I mean, and quite frankly, you got the best all-around product. You got the best women's division. You got the best men's division. Tag team, well, we'll see about that. But right now, Bullock, I mean, coming off the best year of NXT history, 2019, you're picking up right where you left off at the start of the new year.
Yeah, all I can say is thank you. I mean, you two definitely, well, I know Dee Dee's definitely going to admit it too, that the women are far and away better than the women of Monday Night Raw, and definitely the women of Friday Night SmackDown. Take note of it, Bailey, you sheep. Yeah, you want to call everybody else sheep, but right now you look like one because you can't hold a candle to the women of NXT. And by the way, Derek Ferreira, tell your women at AEW to watch NXT and watch how our women at NXT, they put on damn good matches than what your so-called women's division do right now. I know I'm probably going to get criticized by Derek, but you know what? I don't give a damn. If he wants to come at me, just bring it. Because you want to know why, Florio? Because I'm a damn soldier. Unlike Derek Ferreira, who's probably hiding like a coward that he is right now.
Oh my God, where's this coming from?
I think this is built up from all those weeks and months we had to endure Derek run his mouth about, oh, the PGs are trash. Is that a part of it, Bullock?
Oh yeah, that's part of it. That's part of me calling his ass out. So that's me taking a shot at him. So if he wants to come back at me, fire away. I don't care. So take that, you piece of crap. Anyhow, getting back to this. Yeah, this was definitely a damn good promo to start it off. I mean, the first time we've seen Rhea Ripley since she won the NXT Women's title. And yeah, the surprise that we get with a couple of the women from NXT UK to show up. I mean, Toni Storm, and then the current NXT UK Women's Champion, Kaylee Ray. And then we got all these other women showing up, and we get a 6-woman tag. I'm just still pumped up from what I just did there. So sorry for the little dipsy do botchery. But yeah, 3.5 to 4 stars. This was a damn good way to start off NXT, and I think this is another way to promote that upcoming Worlds Collide with NXT against NXT UK. But could you imagine, guys, if Toni Storm wins the NXT UK title, we get Toni Storm against Rhea Ripley? That could be a show stealer right there. I'm putting that on notice right now. So great promo, great match all around. So Dee Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Definitely, great promo. Definitely promo of the night. I'll agree with the rating on the match. You know, great match. Girls did a great job. Yeah, they showed why, you know, they're better than, you know, any other women's division. So yeah, don't really have anything else to add. You guys really covered most all of it. So it's yours, Fletch.
All right, I'm going to have to put this disclaimer out here right now. The views and opinions on this show is strictly the panelists. We don't necessarily reflect the whole fact on that. So just to give you guys the heads up, because holy cow, I did not see that firing squad coming, and I had to duck for cover when Bullet exploded. So like I said, that's on him, man. Good for you. If you feel that way, go right ahead. I'm not gonna punish you or anything for that. This is open mic, guys. So anything can happen, and not that attendant necessarily does. But hey, drama, bring the drama, bring controversy. I don't give a damn. Let's go. All right. So next up, right after that, we had ourselves a match, and this was actually, guys. Here we go. We started it off the 2020 Dusty Rhodes Classic as this is it, the big tournament that normally the winner of this tournament would get, I believe, a title shot at the NXT tag team titles down the line. So this year we started the tournament with Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, the Forgotten Sons. They went up against Marcel and Fabian Archer of Imperium. So this is NXT UK versus NXT USA. The winners of the bout in 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Point goes to NXT UK. It was Imperium advancing and moving on to round 2. Anthony Florio, 508. Imperium has moved on to the next round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Absolutely there, MF. 2.5 stars for the effort. That was a lot of action in a small amount of time. The Suns had one of their best matches there and kept up with Imperium, who are bringing it every time out. I assume it was kept short given Fabian Eichner's injury and the upcoming TakeOver show, where Imperium will be competing in a 4-way ladder match for the NXT UK Tag Team Championship, currently held by Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang, and we're going to be seeing them later on. So, have you all seen the bracket for this? It looks pretty damn good.
It's loaded. It's loaded.
Especially Kushida's mystery partner. Another Impact Wrestling markout moment for me when I heard who it was. Bringing back the classic hits of Impact yesteryear, because he was a former Impact original. But we don't want to give too much away. So, but other than that, though, I mean, wow. Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne are going to be teaming up. And then you have the Undisputed Era. You got Gallus in there, and Kushida and his Impact alum. And man, I'll tell you, man, this Dusty Classic has potential to be something really special. But then again, they all have. So that's all there is to say on this. So 2.5 stars, and you know my love for Imperium, especially for Walter, because we all love Walter now, don't we? So, and he'll be defending the UK title against Mark Coffey's brother Joe in the main event of Blackpool. So interesting, and that's got potential to be a hoss fight right there. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, score one for the Brits, Imperium over the Forgotten Sons. But then again, I wasn't really surprised. I had Imperium winning that fight.
Yeah, there was no surprise there with Imperium winning this. Definitely a big up for them. And definitely, of course, now they move on in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So you pretty much touched on everything. So Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with the rating on that. It definitely one for UK NXT. Imperium looked very good on this one, and yeah, I mean, I have nothing negative to say about it, and like I said in chat, Florio and I have one thing in common there. We're both kind of marks on this particular person that's teaming with Kushida, so nothing else to say. It's yours, Fletch.
All right. So we're just gonna dive right along with it, and the next thing that we had here, guys, a lot of segments after this. So we had a few segments, actual match. This one's gonna get thrown away. This is a short fight. Austin Theory 1-on-1 against Joaquin Wilde. Austin Theory wins the match in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. We're just gonna leave that for another day. The next fight, well, here it is. The other match that you guys were talking about, Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish versus Gallus, Wolfgang, and Mark Coffey. This is ICW from if you guys don't know ICW, this is them. Wolfgang and Mark Coffey, former ICW heavyweight champions of the world, teaming up together. And when it was all said and done, yes, Undisputed Era wins the match. 8 minutes, 51 seconds. They advance into the next round of the tournament. Michael Bullock, it's all yours.
You said Undisputed Era won.
Yes, they did.
All right. This was a good solid match. I'll give it about 2.5 to 3 for the effort. I mean, yeah, it makes sense to have the Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish to move on. I mean, Gallus is good, but I just think, they proved themselves in NXT UK. I just think they're not ready to take that next big step. I mean, they will eventually, but just not now. So I really got nothing more to say. 2.5 to 3, even though I think I'm leaning more towards 3. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll agree with the rating. It was good, and yeah, who would not have expected an undisputed era to move on? So, yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I mean, it was a good match. So, what's yours, Fletch?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Solid match, no doubt about that. 2.5 stars. Like I said, good for what it was worth. Really nothing more to say. And yeah, my Anthony Flair, was yours.
And something that needs to be addressed. Speaking of former Impact Wrestling talent, we saw another one. Joaquin Wilde, formerly known as DJZ in Impact Wrestling. So we're dropping a lot of old Impact Wrestling references tonight. I love it. But
oh yeah. Oh, we haven't hit the mother load yet. We're getting there. We're getting in there.
Oh yeah, we certainly are. But I'll tell you what, it was strange to see Gallus working face complete with a heat segment and a hot tag, given that Imperium has been established on US TV and Gallus really hasn't. The two results probably won't surprise many. Imperium will face the winners of Riddle and Dunn versus Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, while Undisputed Era faces the winners of the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Kushida and his old Impact Wrestling partner. Match was good and technically sound, partially marred by the fact that the quote-unquote baby faces were heel champions working against popular hometown heels. So that's really all there is to say on that. But I'm going to give it a solid 3 for the effort. So nothing more to say, MF. Let's move on. Dusty Classic looking really good.
Yeah, so far it's so good. Next up we had was a promo segment by Johnny Gargano. Dee Woodson, this seems pretty pretty interesting. It looks like he's picking a fight with Finn Balor.
Yeah, he's trying to. I guess since Finn knocked him out and he didn't make it for his takeover, I guess this is his way of coming back full force to take out Finn. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be a good match at Takeover Portland when these guys collide, because that's basically what this definitely was leading to, is a match between these two. So this was definitely a very good storyline building promo. So yeah, I don't have anything negative to say about it. It was very well done. I mean, they definitely are building this match and the storyline. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This was solid. Nothing bad to say. Um, I guess you could say they're putting in the tea leaves already. It ran a little longer than I wanted it, but I love the setup. I love the little jabs between the two of them. So I think the segment's going to be great down the line. So I got nothing more to say. And Anthony, I give it to you.
Well, this was the other big segment of the night here. Gargano did a great job cutting through the weird Johnny haters in the crowd and getting them mostly on his side by the end of that very strong promo. Finn did his part well also and stopped short of being so cool that he turned them back. Hopefully we get to see the match this time, because there is very little doubt about how good it could be. I mean, Finn says, "You want me? Let's do it in Portland." Whoa, okay. Whoa. First ever Sunday night takeover, February 16th. The Rose Garden in Portland. I don't know what else there is to say. It's obviously going to happen. Gargano and Balor. My friends, MF, Bullock, Didi, I think we're all in agreement when I say the password is 5-star classic. Am I right or am I right?
I can't disagree with that. No.
Awesome.
You're right.
So, did everybody get their turn? Am I the last one?
Nope. Bullock, you go last.
All right, Michael Bullock. How about it, man? Dream match. Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor. Looks like we're going to get it in Portland. We're going to have to call the Portland PD because them boys are going to steal the dang show.
Oh, they're definitely going to steal the damn show. And I don't care what other match they put up. This is definitely going to be the fight of the night. And it's going to be a 5-star classic. I mean, every Johnny Gargano match has either been at or close to a 5-star classic. I mean, there's so many of them. I can't even remember them overall. So
the Ciampa series.
but like I said, I mean, there's so many of them. It's just
Ricochet.
It's like exactly. So you could definitely add this to it, no doubt about it. So great promo by both of these guys. So nothing more to say. Fletch, let's move on.
All right, and with that said, we will move on to the next. Well, all right. I guess basically over the big announcement, we're just gonna dive right in. Next week, you guys know it. Kushida needed a mystery partner. We didn't know who it was gonna be. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the mystery partner for Kushida is his own former time splitter partner from Impact Wrestling, most notably from Motor City Machine Guns. That's right, Alex Shelley is coming to NXT. Yeah. And yes, I know, with Anthony Florio, I know Didi Woodson, when this was announced, they probably were losing it. Yeah. I was like, oh my word, the time splitters? Are you kidding me?
Do you know about that, MF?
Are you kidding me? The time splitters? New Japan. Hello. Oh, absolutely. I know the time splitters really well. I do know their background. Oh, yes, Florio. So, oh, yeah, this is huge. This is mega huge. But wait, it's not done. There's more Impact Wrestling showing up. So, next up we had was Mia Yim versus Kaden Carter. Mia Yim wins the match at 3 minutes and 46 seconds. All right, fine. Nice match, good win. But wait, there was an interruption. Next up, Robert Stone showed up. Now you're like, wait a minute, Robert Stone? Who the hell is this guy? Ever heard of Robbie E from Impact Wrestling? But that's not even the other kicker. He's talking about that he has created a new stable. A stable, I mean, who's that going to be? What's that going to start with? Well, the first name on that stable is somebody that he was probably very familiar with in Impact Wrestling. Somebody that we're familiar with.
Formerly Laurel Van Ness.
Formerly the Hot Mess. Yeah. Chelsea Green is part of this new stable.
Yup.
So, oh my. Now, all right. There's already people talking about who should be the next member. One person named instantly came up. Deonna Purrazzo. Now, is this an all-girl group? Is this going to be with him managing with some of the ladies to try to take over the women's division? Or is it a mixture of guys and gals? What are we going to get with this crew? And more Ronaldo. Okay. Ronaldo, and he noted it that Stone and Chelsea made instant impact. Good word on play there, my friend. I tip my cap to you, sir.
He's the best in the biz. He's the best in the biz when it comes to that.
That's why I love Mauro Ronaldo, man. He's so freaking awesome. All right. Main event. 4-man for the NXT North American Championship #1 contenders match. Keith Lee, Donovan Dijakovic, Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes. When it's all said and done, winner of the bout in 13 minutes and 59 seconds, and the #1 contender for the North American Championship is Keith Lee. Keith Lee wins the match. He's the #1 contender. Uh-oh. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? So
it goes down in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I hate to say this, but
new champ?
Roderick Strong?
Time's up, son.
Brother, you got about 2 weeks with that belt. And the clock is ticking. Because, son, you're not gonna take down the guy who's now being known as the future of the business. So, yeah. I think in the immortal words of Luigi of Luge, it's gonna be later for you, bro. I think we're gonna have a new champion coming up. Just my points alone. I believe this go to Didi Woodson. You lead off on this. Keith Lee, #1 contender, North American title. Fight going down in 2 weeks.
Yeah, this was a really good match. I really enjoyed this one. I'm going to give it about 3.5, teetering close to 4 stars. I mean, this was awesome. I mean, any one of these guys could have come out #1 contender, but you know, the big favorite I think going in there was Keith Lee, and he definitely came away in the end with the win. So yeah, I have nothing negative at all to say about it. This was definitely a great match, and it filled all the check marks, all the spots. So yeah, it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Fight of the night for me. Excellent way to close the show. NXT hits another home run. Keith Lee, number one contender. Almost 4 stars. I'll give it. This was great storytelling. Everybody was great in their own particular way in the fight. It didn't feel rushed. It felt great. Anthony Floyo, it's yours.
Yeah, 4 stars, fight of the night, no question about it. Strong 4-way with all 4 getting their spots in and getting some near falls. Cameron Grimes ate the pin, but just being put in this match does some good for him and should be another step in his development as an NXT top star. As for Keith Lee, I'm not at all surprised he won. I had him winning going in, considering he won the NXT award for Breakout Star of the Year. And now, I'm not surprised at that, but I think he should win the North American Championship in his first attempt so he does not get stuck behind other challengers for the NXT Championship and getting forgotten while waiting in line. If he doesn't win the match, maybe we could advocate for him to win the Royal Rumble, though we're fairly certain there's no way around Roman winning the Rumble at this juncture. But nonetheless, though, I really thought they were going to stay with Portland, but they're not going to do it in Portland. They're going to do it in 2 weeks, January 22nd. Go home week for the Royal Rumble. There's your main event of NXT in 2 weeks. 3 weeks ago, we saw Rhea Ripley get her big moment. And I think in 2 weeks, we're all going to be basking in the glory of a brand new North American champion in the form of the limitless Keith Lee.
Question: Stampede? I don't know if you're gonna be able to hoist that big boy up like they did with Rhea.
Oh no. After what we witnessed 3 weeks ago, anything's possible. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they mob the ring for Keith Lee, because they're high on him just as much as they're high on Rhea.
That's true.
And you're also going to make an argument for Rhea to be the breakout star of the year too.
Yeah, you could have.
Especially that 72-hour stretch she had Survivor Series weekend with what she did at SmackDown, War Games, and Survivor Series itself. So, just saying. But anyways, 4 stars. Get ready, folks. In 2 weeks, we're already calling it. We're going to have ourselves a brand new NXT North American champion, and his name is Keith Lee. So, there's really nothing more to say. I mean, Michael Bullock, your breakout star of the year in 2 weeks is going to have a moment much bigger than winning that little award.
Oh yeah, 4 stars, fight of the night, definitely, and yeah, I think we all knew Keith Lee was going to win this. I mean, this guy's just been on an absolute roll. I mean, named the breakout star of the year. He had a big coming at the Survivor Series, of course, to the point where Roman Reigns showed his respect to Keith Lee, and all I can say is Roderick Strong, enjoy that championship while you can, because the clock is ticking. Tick tock, because your reign as champion is about to come to an end, because we're all going to be basking in Keith Lee's glory when he becomes the new NXT North American champion. Nothing more to say, Fletch.
It's overall review.
Oh, it's overall review time.
I believe it's overall review. Yeah. So, I mean, because Didi led off, so it is overall review. I get to lead off on this one, guys, and wow. I mean, look, we talked about how this was an apples to oranges show. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. NXT wins the week again. 8 to 8.5 for me. I got no doubt about it. I thought the way they started the show was red hot. The way they ended the show was red hot. It got a little murky in the middle, but two solid, very good Dusty Rhodes Classic fights. But there was a couple of fights that weren't so great. But they've really, really, really firmed themselves very strongly on all three levels. Men's division is looking really good right now. The women's division, forget it. We already ended that debate. The tag team division is where it's a little weak. It's not perfect. It is a little weak, but there are some good elements. The good teams there. Just wait until the Time Splitters show up next week. That could explode and make it really good. So, nothing more to say. 8 to 8.5. Anthony, go.
Yeah. There are always a couple of big omissions, and Shayna Baszler wasn't on the show, though keeping her off TV to build anticipation before her return makes sense. And Dakota Kai didn't appear either, so as not to burn her out too quickly. The matches were all good to very good tonight, though the pair of dusty tags about being heel didn't do them any favors from a crowd standpoint. But anyways, it's exciting to know that the Time Splitters will be on NXT next week. And I assume they'll win to set up a match with the Undisputed Era. Oh my God. Can you already picture that? Oh. The Robert Stone bit felt like it walked in from another decade, and I look forward to seeing whether or not it works in today's landscape. And of course, the opening segment with the women was a definite winner and did a good job of building interest for their matches at TakeOver and Worlds Collide. So everything was great on this show tonight. I mean, maybe one or two bad matches, but other than that, they wiped the floor with AEW tonight. So 8 to 8.5. I agree with MF's rating. So Michael Bullock, next week, you're going to get to see an Impact Wrestling original, Alex Shelley, when he teams with Kushida. Bullock, you're going to be in for one hell of a treat next week. Wait till you see what he can do.
Yeah. If he is like you guys are saying what he is, I'm definitely looking forward to it next week. So, yeah. NXT kicked ass tonight and blew AEW away. This was definitely an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. You guys pretty much touched on everything. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the rating. This was definitely a hot show tonight. NXT, came out guns blazing, gave us exactly what we expected, and yeah, I mean, even with maybe one or two cutouts, they still did a great job storyline building for the pay-per-views, and the Dusty Rhodes Classic is fun to watch. These guys are doing a great job. And, we already have now, a match building up for TakeOver Portland, and then, of course, the announcements for next week, having Alex Shelley coming out, and, and all the Impact stars that are kind of jumping over into NXT now. I mean, it's great. So yeah, I have nothing negative to say about it. Definitely agree with the ratings. So I will see you guys Friday night. Good night, guys.
Sorry about that. I forgot to unmute my mic. All right. So let me reset that again. We are done for the night. Thank you for watching. Tomorrow night is a special edition of Strictly Sports, as we will be previewing the divisional round of the National Football League. 4 games on tap, and our main event of the evening, the college football national championship game at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Number 1, LSU. number 3 and the defending national champion Clemson Tigers. We will give you a full preview of the title game, including our 4 divisional rounds as well. And with that said, we will thank you guys so much. Like the video, leave a comment at the bottom, share with all your friends on all social media platforms. And as always, have a good night, everybody. So long for now. Oh, Anthony Fleo dropped us a little nugget here. He's going to drop us a tail of the tape for the national championship game, Anthony. Is that correct?
Exactly right.
All right. So a tail of the tape for the national title game. A little added bonus. I can't wait for tomorrow night, folks. So have a good night, everybody. And so long for now. Until then, for Wednesday Night Mayhem, we are out. Bye-bye.